Hi, today I am going to demonstrate about connecting Orange Pi 02 and SKR version 1.4 via UART. This is the pin diagram of Orange Pi 02. And here we are going to use these UART 5 pins mentioned in the diagram. We have to connect RX, TX, and GND pins to the SKR version 1.4 using some jumper cables. After watching this video, you can create your own dedicated JST to Dupont cable. In this SKR version 1.4 board, I'm going to use this circled 5-pin JST port. In this 5-pin JST port, we only need 3 pins. This is the pin diagram of the SKR version 1.4 board. As mentioned before, 3 middle pins of the JST connector is using to connect to Orange Pi. They are RX, TX, and GND as like the Orange Pi. There is no use of the other 2 pins in this UART connection. This is the wiring diagram of both boards. As shown in the picture, RX from the Orange Pi should be connected to TX of the SKR board. TX from the Pi board should connect to the RX of the SKR board. And GND should connect to the GND of both boards. This table shows the connection of both boards' pins. Please remember that in this video I am going to explain the method to connect Orange Pi 02 and SKR version 1.4 via UART. But you have to install Wiring Pi library to the Orange Pi first. If you have any problem about installing the Wiring Pi, let me know via the comment section. I will upload another video about how to install Wiring Pi onto Orange Pi. I am running Klipper on the Debian server image downloaded from the Orange Pi website. I use Kyle to install Klipper on the Debian server. So in this video, I'm changing the setting of the Orange Pi to change the SKR board connection from USB to UART using Kyle. Let's log into Orange Pi via SSH and enable UART 5. Because in default UART 5 is disabled in Linux 5.16 kernel. Enter this command and enter to the text file that we should edit. In default in your system, this text is not there. So you have to type this text and press Ctrl and Q on the keyboard to save the changes. Then press Ctrl and X to exit from the text file. Now UART is enabled. Now enter these commands to enter Kyle setup. In this Kyle setup you should enter into advanced. Therefore type number 4 and press enter. And here enter number 2 to build firmware for the SKR board. Change these settings as shown in the video if you are using SKR version 1.4. If you are using a different MCU, change these settings respect to it. After completing the settings change, simply press Q on the keyboard to save and quit. Then Kyle will generate the firmware for your MCU. And here if we press number 5 to get the MCU ID, it will show the ID of UART1. Therefore don't look at that MCU ID. Because we are using UART 5. Therefore we can't build and flash firmware directly from here. Now press B and press Enter to go back. Then press Q and press Enter to exit from the KIOS setup. Now we have to exit from this and we have to flash the firmware. Therefore, we have to download the created firmware from the Orange Pi. Therefore, I'm using WinSCP software. After logging into Orange Pi using WinSCP software, open the Klipper folder and open out folder in it, as shown in the video. Klipper.bin is the created firmware. Then copy it to the PC. And here I am copying the file into my Documents folder. Now rename it as firmware.bin. Otherwise, when loaded into the SKR board, it will not recognize as a new firmware. Now copy firmware.bin file to a SD card and insert into the SKR board. Let's log into the Klipper web interface and edit the printer.cfg file. And here change the MCU serial address as shown in the video. This is the activated UART 5 port address at the beginning of the video. Simply type this address in your printer.cfg file and press the Save and Restart button. It will take a few seconds to restart. Now your UART connection is completed. MCU and the Orange Pi will communicate with each other just like USB. If you have any problem, please comment. Thank you for watching.